Welcome to the Forlight Podcast, a weekly podcast of gaming, gaming news, and all things entertainment related. I'm your host, Ethan, alongside my co-hosts.
I'm David.
I'm Aiden.
And I'm Leighton.
Well, so it's been a little bit since we've been on stream, and we are adding a little bit of like housekeeping. Just to kind of the obvious thing for YouTube watchers here is that we have a new setup. We're all sitting at the table kind of towards each other, King Arthur style. Not King Arthur style. It's not a circle.
It's not a
King
circle.
Arthur
It's
style?
not a circle. My brother.
Okay, well, to be honest, a Lamarok, Parzival,
Yeah,
what the fuck else are we gonna do?
What am I going to be, like, fucking Lancelot?
But
Oh,
the
dear
obvious
God.
thing is that there might be some mic issues going into it from Spotify people. I'm going to leave this in. Just deal with it. We got this. We're kind of working through it. Just another thing we wanted to add, we have obviously the kind of blank wall behind us here. As the stream goes on, we're going to be adding things to it and just hopefully like getting stuff.
Yeah, filling it up. We're gonna be creating
between streams.
the Forlight Podcast lore, like
Yeah, like the
Legend
of
of
Zelda,
the chest.
Eddie Van
What's in the
Halen.
chest? Like
We
you'll never know.
We will never know.
You'll
We're
never
never
know.
opening it.
What is this,
also
like FNAF 4?
The Cheez-Its. If
FNAF 4.
anyone's ever noticed the Cheez-Its, just keep an eye out. Just keep an eye out.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's
Pay
all I'm saying.
attention.
Forlight
Forlight
Podcast
Only
lore.
streaming people would understand what that is. But on the the topic of streaming, if you want to join us live, we stream every Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern at Twitch. I think it's twitch.tv.
Twitch.tv/forlightpodcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can find us on all social media platforms and places you stream podcasts at also Forlight Podcast.
And we'd love to have you guys come by, even just saying hi in the streams, giving us some reviews, comments on YouTube channels.
100%.
It helps us out a lot, and we just love hearing from you guys because
Yeah.
this is just, this is one of the things we do in our spare time. We just love doing it, and we love hearing from everyone. So
please hit us up. Talk to us.
Exactly.
Give us your feedback, and well, we'll either take it into consideration or not.
True. But so to go into something that we kind of left off before the new year, we all watched Game of the Year, which was a wonderful
Long
experience.
ass
It was long.
stream.
It was
Holy
3 hours.
shit.
I was there for like half of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jimmy
guys,
left
this guy
and
left.
lost.
You guys heard about my reform rabbi?
Yeah,
Oh
no.
my God.
The great
we do need
reform.
to talk about
We
that.
need to talk about that. Yeah.
We'll talk about that at the end because I feel like it's a good way to end off.
It was just-
I think just basic stuff. Elden Ring winning was
Unsurprising.
honestly not surprised. I was
Not
about to say like
unsurprising.
such a great
everyone
Not surprising,
everyone knew that it was going to win Game of the Year back in February when
Yeah,
it came out.
it's not surprising, and it was deserved.
It was 100% deserved.
Also-
Miyazaki, incredible creator.
Yeah, I mean,
Excellent
keeping it real, it's upsetting to think that he might not come back. Like,
Yeah.
And
'Cause of
actually, if
my
we want to
reform
touch on
rabbi.
that seriously, there was basically what would we call him?
A troll.
I guess a troll. Yeah. As Elden Ring won Game of the Year, everything was going pretty great. There was kind of they're giving their speeches. Miyazaki, the
Yeah.
creator of
People
Elden
get
Ring
up.
stuff.
You know,
Yeah, no,
you get
the-
your
the
award.
whole
People
thing.
get up. You get on stage.
The whole team got up.
What? How old was this kid?
16.
Like you,
Yeah.
16-year-old,
16.
just kind of walked up with them.
Legitimately, you can watch the footage back. Like he just walks up and no one bats an eye.
Not
and he
a-
just goes into the group of
There's
people
a
up
ran-
to stage. It's
there was
just-
a
Society
random
loses
kid in the
their
crowd
mind.
who just got
Oh.
up, walked up, and he's a known troll who he's
did something in Hong Kong or for Hong Kong.
yeah, no, he was a known troll who's been around the internetscape that people already know about. He somehow made it into the Game of the Year show and walked up and just started spouting some bullshit
It's
when he
just-
was given the mic, and it was
the thing is too. It's just it shows that there was a lack of security.
Yeah.
That's the
there
main
was
problem.
no security.
and that's why
It's a double-edged sword almost.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's-
agree.
It shows it's the negative of like Miyazaki literally may not come back to this show, but at the same time, it's like it immediately called out how much security they had.
Yeah, how lax
and
it was,
right.
how easy it was for anybody to do something like say.
yeah,
I mean,
we're very lucky that it was just
truthfully-
some troll.
Yeah, imagine it would be somebody with much worse intentions. That would be
Exactly.
that'd be horrible.
I
So
mean,
that-
truthfully,
it was
as
kinda
someone who just like, he is a very famous individual. It's not improbable that he could be targeted by someone.
Exactly.
So like,
Yeah, for
I
some
can-
reason.
I can
some
totally
some people
understand.
who are super into these kinds of games just like
As all things.
yeah,
Just kind of.
people who are a little too chronically online and like to watch the game of the year.
That's a good way
I wish the Ronnie quest line was the only quest line. I hate you, Miyazaki.
Some people aren't very right in the head, and they take things a little too seriously. So Elden Ring winning game of the year, where some people were upset that it wasn't God of War or something like that, they could just do something incredibly rash.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think what we take away from this is just we take away that kind of security aspect, which is funny coming from me because I'm a Homeland Security major and this is legitimately what I do for my studies.
Like he's actually studying this shit.
Yeah, you're like here.
Like we did a briefing probably like a month ago on a building and how this would be affected. It legitimately is just a.
I mean, people's jobs are based around this type of event.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
and
security.
what we take away
of...
is just like that needs to be fixed, but at the same time, like you do not want to give him all of the fame. Kind of like it was Elden Ring's time. It was, and that honestly,
no, I mean
Jeff Keighley, like he would. I mean, it was kind of bad, and also like he just didn't address it. But like right after it happened, it panned to Jeff Keighley, and he just didn't mention it. He just was like, "And that's our show, everyone." Blah blah blah, and just moved on.
Yeah,
and it's a good and a bad
truthfully,
thing. But
that's what a professional should do.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
Like,
you don't
acknowledge it.
Don't acknowledge it. Don't address it. Like you're not gonna break the whole system or throw off the timing or whatever because this one dude talked about Bill Clinton.
And to Jeff Keighley, well, that was fucking weird.
legitimately, that's like, oh my god.
So that was odd. Anyway,
looks
I'm
at
Rod
camera.
Sterling.
Get a load of this guy.
He could have honestly played it off that way. Jeff Keighley's like one of the funniest dudes.
He is, yeah.
Oh my god.
But
going into like we had like from Elden Ring and stuff, we had God of War and all that, and God of War won every category. But we want to just mention a couple categories that, or just things that came out, announcements, stuff like that. Which this may sound weird, but of the two, like all the games mentioned, and obviously they deserve everything they got.
And a lot of them, for like, we knew that they were good games.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why these ones stood out to us, because we underestimated them, truthfully.
100%.
That's why we're kind of bringing them up right now.
Right. And one of those being, start with Marvel Snap. Both of these games that we're going to talk about, mobile games. It's something, like, this kind of thing is so crazy because if it's a $60 game and you can't access it, something like that, it basically, you can't go out, unless it's on Game Pass or something like that. It's not an automatic cop.
Yeah.
Something like
Unless
a mobile game like Marvel Snap is like,
rich.
oh, I'll try it out. It's my free time, whatever. And that's exactly what I did. And I was so pleasantly surprised with this game. It's if you guys know Magic the Gathering or like a card game, it's basically you just use Marvel characters and they're all comic book accurate. Like they're taken from comic books. It's just so much detail to this. And I've been trying to get the guys to play it. Only David has tried it out. I'm just saying.
I'm going to say real quick, the one place it loses me is rewards. I don't want to upgrade my fucking cards and see, oh, this one's really neat.
I love that.
Yeah,
I think that's such a great...
I'm so happy for you.
There's a difference
you know
between the payoff you get in games like... We've talked about this multiple times, but like Cookie Run Kingdom, every single one of us in this room has gone through a phase where we really like that game.
Too much.
Cookie Run
But
Kingdom is so
I wonder,
good.
like, I mean, that's a topic we're going to talk about in a couple of weeks, but like that predatory aspect of this type of games.
Yeah, that's going to
versus,
be
like,
another
Marvel
topic.
Snap.
Though.
It's like, how would you, like, what would you do with those rewards? The other aspect is, okay, so you can buy cards, but then that gives an advantage to people who have done really well. And so I think something like just.
Do you mean like richer people, like more wealthy people?
Kind of, yeah. Like if you're going and you're buying just like gems or something like that.
Also, right? Don't mind the jet engine right now flying off right there.
Hey,
For
shut
real.
up! I'm the one handling this damn stream, so this is what you deal with.
But I like just where that like. I don't think a game, especially a mobile game, and if you want to stay non-predatory, which I believe Marvel Snap is very like.
You don't think it's predatory? Or you just think it's a fun game?
I think like the store aspect is all cosmetic. It's similar to Fortnite. It's like you can get only cosmetic items.
You can say that
is predatory.
Fortnite is rated. Predatory.
It is rated better, much better than Cookie Run Kingdom, but it is still in the negatives.
It's because most mobile games to make money, you have to have that store aspect,
and you have to have that consistent viewership. And I get that. And sorry, not viewership, like playing. Like you have to have that consistency, which I get. But for me, Marvel Snap did not give me really the satisfaction.
I think you gotta give it more time. To be
Maybe
perfectly honest with you, because I was like, we did an event with him that was really cool. But I'm sitting like next to David, and I just showed him my card, and one of the cards it was a legendary outline, and you could move the background.
Wasn't
it was Star-Lord.
Yeah.
You can move the like when you move the camera or the phone, it moves the background, and it's all shiny and stuff, and it's like, sure, it's like maybe for some people like David or something like that, it's not something you want to go after, but
hey, Magic Arena. Take notes.
I mean, I'll
seriously,
keep it
I would
real.
love getting my cards like upgraded. That'd be awesome.
I mean, I'll keep it real. That sounds fantastic, but I think it would be better as an actual card game. Mm-hmm. Like even playing it online. Even
there is something like that. It's called Villainous.
It's
a board game, card game thing that me and my girlfriend tried out over New Year's, and it is horribly complicated.
We should try it on stream.
That'd be funny.
It's so complicated. I can't even.
Well,
my brain doesn't even wrap around it.
I was gonna say really quickly. I had this exact conversation with you about.
I was
Magic.
literally gonna comment about.
Yeah.
This.
So having the difference between like actually sitting here physically playing Magic the Gathering has a completely different impact on me for the game and my enjoyment of it than going on my phone and trying to play the game. It feels different. There's a difference between playing with your friends.
It feels grindy online.
It feels 100% grindy online. It doesn't feel
because that's
as
how most
rewarding.
Online card games are like Hearthstone or Magic or even Marvel Snap. It's a lot of grindy because you have instead of going out and buying the cards, you're trying to grind to get the cards.
It doesn't feel rewarding when, say, I put together a deck on Magic Online. It's completely different than me putting together a deck in real life. I'm sitting 100%. Here countering your creature that you just put out second turn.
Right.
Okay.
It feels good.
Let's address that real quick.
No, let's not. We're already over budget.
This bitch.
They had a pretty salty game before.
Yeah, just before that.
Yeah, before the stream. If anyone's wondering, wow, David seems like a little angry this stream. I have a microphone which is going to make me like actually die inside. And then right before the stream, Leighton played the most obnoxious game of Magic I may have ever experienced. And we're playing with a brand new.
We've played a lot of
more obnoxious than. Hold up, more obnoxious than Board Wipe Central.
No. I'm gonna keep it real with you. The fucking thing is, he played a board wipe, and it fucking infuriated me.
It was like near to the end of the game. This is right before David had said. So my thought process.
Right after. It was right after.
Right after,
said,
yeah. My thought process was that it was going to make the game faster because like we would make all the convoluted shit go away, and it would be a little.
Board wipe gonna make it faster? Why don't you just
I don't know. You take away all the convoluted stuff. You could just kill Lucas. But my point is, so David right before had said, all right guys, we're getting down to the wire, we need to get ready to stream and stuff, so go ahead and we're gonna try to make this game faster. And the turn after to me, I go, okay, remove all creatures from the battlefield, put them in your hands.
So to put this in terms that a non-Magic player would understand, basically imagine you are grinding through a game or something like that, and you're getting footing in whatever game you're playing. You're like finally getting your feet
from software.
100%.
And then out of nowhere, the person you're playing with, like you're playing against them, sure, they just decide everything that you've been doing to try to counter whatever they're doing. They just remove everything. So you
even
basically
their
have to
stuff
start.
too.
Yeah, they remove their stuff too.
It's
so
basically resetting back to square one.
Reset back to fucking square
Okay,
one.
for in my defense, I didn't take away your lands. It just took another turn for you to get back out.
I want to say some really not PC stuff.
David's about to get racist.
And with that,
no, not racist,
bro. But I don't know how we got Marvel. Oh, actually, card game. Sorry,
card game. That's why.
But like
it's David's.
I honestly just
now.
finishing that like Marvel Snap. Is an enjoyable experience, and as of like the game that David's gonna talk about, I'm interested in playing it honestly.
So, this is the thing. The second standout we had was Vampire Survivors. And the thing is, we talked about this, that it looked cool and it spawned video games, like mobile apps specifically, like
of copies.
so many copies.
Me and Aiden thought for a long time it was the TikTok ad that was consistently playing on TikTok. That is
it's
so
not,
scammy kind of thing.
Yeah, no, there's so many copies of this that we looked at it and was just like, isn't that just the weird scammy TikTok thing, like that we've been seeing on like YouTube or TikTok ads, like literally hundreds of them.
So this is what I feel about the game. Like, honest thoughts, gave it a 7 out of 10.
Vampire Survivors.
Maybe even like a 6.5. Specifically because it does feel like one of those games where it legitimately feels like a mobile game when you play it. Like, I'm gonna keep it fully real with you.
Wait, is it not?
It's not.
Okay, because
It's
Ethan
on
said
the
earlier it
computer.
was a mobile game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it
is on mobile, but
it is on mobile, but it was designed for the computer.
Oh, okay.
It's not really that great on mobile. I've already tried it on mobile.
That tends to be the case with PC games ported to mobile.
Right.
See, the thing with it is it's fun, it's creative, but it's the same thing.
Yeah,
So,
there's no
like, you can unlock new characters, sure, whatever. You can do whatever you kind of want with playing the game how you want, but in the very minimum of it, all the game is you have a constant wave of enemies coming at you. That's
It's like
all
it's a bullet hell survivor.
I think that's
it's
what
not even. They don't fight. It's just characters coming at you.
I
It's
think-
not like Binding of Isaac is so much more attentive.
I love
and
Binding of Isaac. That game
fantastic.
is so great.
Binding of Isaac.
That was our
That-
high school experience.
That is a
Mine
full.
too.
That is a full-on bullet hell. Like, that is a full-on bullet hell. Fantastic. Same with Enter the Gungeon. Really good, great bullet hells.
I may have.
This one is just a constant horde simulator coming at you type thing, and it is fun maybe for a small little bit.
Yeah.
And I played probably 5 hours of it just to see what the game really is about.
Yeah.
But like,
It
It's
is
just
kind
But it got higher than you thought it would have.
it got higher than I expected. I mean, it still was a standout. Like, I didn't expect to enjoy it
You
at all.
expected a 3 and got a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's.
mean, so
I would say that's a plus.
I'd say that's a plus.
I think that's. I think what you're saying. The problem with Vampire Survivor is what Hades got right. So like Hades, being it seemed it. The general
It's also
base.
a roguelike, though.
Yeah.
And
Well,
brother in Christ, comparing any game to Hades is like...
Okay, what I'm saying is, you could say somebody could make the argument that Hades is the
I get
exact same thing over and over again, but it's not. There's differentiation throughout each playthrough you do.
That's
it's
what the-
completely
It
different than roguelike.
legitimately is. I mean, the differences between them is there are points in Vampire Survivor where you just cannot do anything.
Yeah.
Like, you could be the best movement with your
Because you didn't
WAS
grab a
and
certain
keys.
thing.
Because you
Right.
didn't, and it's like luck based and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just does not flow the same way. It doesn't feel the same way. I mean, 7 out of 10. I mean, I think it's a fair score.
I think it's deserved.
But
Um,
I think it's just not much else we can do.
Yeah.
Honestly,
to-
We can move from Hades,
Hades.
though. Like,
Yeah,
it's
no.
Straight
convenient
into-
enough. But so finishing off, like we talked about categories, some announcements. I'm probably just gonna rip through these. I'll start with the two that I kind of started out because I know the first one is definitely gonna have a conversation with it. The last one, Armored Core. It was a later announcement. I am probably more. I think I'm the most into it out of all
Yeah,
three. Of
I would
these,
agree.
or out
I
of
mean,
us.
it seems interesting to me. I probably wouldn't put it. I wouldn't put $60.
No,
for
I
it,
wouldn't.
No.
probably.
That's
I'm
a Game
so
Pass
gonna do
game.
that.
I've said this before.
Dude.
I've said this before. The only game within.
Mech Sekiro.
I'm sorry. The
Mech
only thing.
Sekiro. You have swords and you can parry.
The
What
only
is-
game
like,
I
I'm
will
gonna-
spend. The only game I will spend $60 on in the next
Is Elden
decade
Ring.
is Elden Ring.
Yeah, okay.
And
Yeah,
I
no,
did,
there's a-
and I couldn't play it.
There's a lot of arguments on
That's
like
a
what is
skill
worth
issue.
for what game is worth $60, and there's not actually a whole lot of on that list. And to be honest,
In
Yeah.
my opinion, personally.
And
yeah.
my
actually,
opinion, too.
this
agree.
comes into one of the announcements as well. Game Pass games that are coming games that are coming directly to Game Pass. Atomic
oh my
Heart.
god, dude.
Like this is
Atomic
one that
Heart, yes.
it was released. We are like, oh, like this just looks like Doom, like a shooter, first person shooter, blah blah blah. But there are some certain aspects that I'm a little bit more interested in. I'm just saying.
everyone knows. Those who know, know. Just saying.
Atomic Heart.
But yeah, like
By the
there
creator.
are specific games coming up, such as like Hogwarts Legacy. I'm gonna probably spend full amount for. Actually, I'm still in
You're
between
gonna
pre-ordering.
spend 60 on
70.
that?
70.
70, yeah.
I'm
Damn.
I'm
That
so
was
excited for that
$100.
game, dude.
Holy crap!
I'm gonna make Voldemort look like the hall monitor. Okay, that's just me.
Oh, for the record, in Hufflepuff,
yes, in Hufflepuff.
yeah,
Actually,
Slytherin's gonna
Hufflepuff
look
on the map.
Slytherin's gonna look like
Wait, wait.
babies.
What are each of our houses?
I believe I'm Ravenclaw.
You think you're
You
Ravenclaw?
gotta take your
I do gotta take the
Puddle
test.
quiz.
Ravenclaw?
I'm Slytherin.
And we're both
Hufflepuffs.
Hufflepuffs. Yeah. I was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna be real. I was against Hufflepuffs for a while.
Cedric Diggory.
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna keep
My
it
boy
real.
had like the gun pose too.
Cedric Diggory was a cool guy, but like he's the only one Hufflepuff's ever fucking talked about. My guy.
No, the
And
guy
he
from
got
Fantastic
killed.
Beasts?
Okay, he was
Fantastic
chill as hell.
Beasts? He's also a
Newt
Hufflepuff.
Scamander.
Newt Man. My funny man.
sorry, Newt Scamander.
Okay, yeah. So this is the only one who hasn't taken the test.
Games that like just like Hogwarts though, I would say another one, Jedi Survivor. I
Oh, yeah.
paid the full amount for the first game, and I'm sure as hell paying the full amount for the second.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea for a
Because-
review game. Because I just bought it for
You
like
bought
for like $8.
Survivor?
No, not Survivor. The other one, the
Oh.
first one.
I haven't played
Fallen
that.
Order.
You and
play
me?
play Fallen
For like
Order.
$8.
Play
You and
Fallen
me?
Order, and then you and me can review Survivor when it comes out.
Okay.
'Cause
No,
that is happening.
I
If
can
you will
review with
lend-
I don't have a game to review with
Well,
you.
yeah, you can
not
do-
Fallen
yeah, you
Order.
can
Fallen
Survivor.
Order.
Yeah, let's
Survivor.
talk about this
Yeah,
Wednesday.
yeah.
Wednesday.
That's
Um,
later.
But yeah, no, Survivor. God, they had such a great teaser. Like they had exactly like Diablo. Like they had and God of War. They had the entire stage covered in like a scene from the game and stuff, and it just. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's really sick. It really is.
And
like,
it's one of those like we get the conversation of like sequel games, and like people are like, well, it's just it's gonna be like, why do not have like completely different mechanics and stuff like that? And it's like that's not what a sequel game is for, especially like God of War Ragnarok. Like that game built off the previous one. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
It adds new things, but the whole point of it is that maybe it updates graphics and the system and play is better and like quality of life stuff. But realistically, like this new game is going to just have new mechanics ish, but it's still gonna have the old stuff.
another example of this, Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Ori
Yeah,
Will of the Wisp.
yeah,
Like,
100%.
That game, I mean, I personally, I have a soft spot for Ori and the Blind Forest. That's my personal favorite between the two. But like, I think Ethan, you can like attest that the combat feels better on.
Yeah, no, and I mean,
That is what most people say, is that better
But I
story,
would say-
Blind Forest, better combat, and
Will of the
quality
Wisps
of life
has
as
like a
well.
sword though. Like it's kind of a different experience. Like you feel like you're playing Hollow Knight.
Dude,
Yes,
it's like Avatar: Way of the Water.
Puss in Boots is better.
That's the second Avatar movie that came out.
Yeah. But what's
Yeah.
the...
The connection there is just kind of
it's
a
a
sequel that's like very similar to the same
I
thing.
got it into me sec.
Just kidding.
Homeland
Right.
Security majors.
Okay, all right. But to move in, our final game that was announced, and this is a big one.
It's funny. We were
Hades
we were gonna push into Hades with. We were gonna push from Hades into Hades 2. We made it a damn loop.
Yeah, no, we just come back. That's
We're
all it is.
spoiled the
I,
podcast.
honestly, I need to like, I gotta post that clip somewhere else. When Hades got announced on our stream,
freaking
we
out.
lost our
lost
minds.
it.
Freaked
It
out.
was
It was
fantastic.
insane.
because, and I'm pretty sure when I looked it up, like there was no talk about this coming out.
No,
I mean, there was like talk about Hades 2
I mean,
at some point,
also,
but not
this was at
this.
kind of the peak of our hype for Hades.
Yeah,
Right,
this
no,
was like
so
right
weird.
after we had started.
You
I beat
hadn't
it.
played that much of Hades. You just played a little bit on the
I mean,
Switch, right?
I kind of introduced you guys.
Yeah,
to
you
Hades,
put
so,
put us in the game, man.
You were like,
I
yeah,
was
this is a
playing
cool
that
game,
shit.
but you only had like, what, 6 hours?
Yeah, I didn't have much. I hadn't beaten the game. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. And then you started playing, and then he started playing, and then you
No, I
got it.
started-
Oh yeah, and then I beat the game much quicker
Before,
than
yeah.
either of you.
Well, then again, he also put like
12 hours.
he put like double the hours.
Yeah, right. Did not go to
sleep.
sleep some days.
That's
like,
simply false. That's
okay,
all
going
I'm
to
saying.
bed at
Bro,
7 in
you-
the morning. Is
I didn't
not
go to bed
sleeping
at
in
7 in
a-
the morning to play Hades. Just saying.
There's a key to play Hades. That's
I-
the
I-
little, that's the
yeah,
little bracket
that's
right
the
there.
key, and that's the important point for this conversation.
Yeah. Okay. All
My
right.
sleep schedule's another conversation.
That's the operative clause in this scenario.
Shit. Hey, I am not
Oh my
a law
God.
major. And I'm waking up at 6 tomorrow. I'm just saying, going swimming.
Bro, we could tell you ain't a law major by the way you said that.
Bruh. Yeah, I'm an engineering major. What do you
Do
want?
any
from
of
me?
you guys have anything like touching on the games or the announcements or something? Or do you think?
I'm just
No,
really
I
excited for Hades too.
I mean, Hades 2 looks bomb as hell, and
Looks
like
dope.
I think they have a name for the main character already. I can't remember her name.
It starts with
It
like an A or
was-
something.
We looked it up immediately after, but that's probably something we'll just do in
It's
post.
one of Zagreus' sisters.
Okay, I actually kind of
Melione.
Melione,
Oh.
that's what it is. I kind of want to touch on this
Sounded
really
like
quick. Just some lore of Hades. This will be quick, I promise.
Yeah,
the lore?
Basically,
Lore.
they were looking through trying to figure out a name for their main character, and they stumbled upon some old translations of the Greek text.
Yeah.
And they literally even mentioned him in the Odyssey. But like, it's one of the only texts that's possible that you can find that even mentions Zagreus. So
Wow.
that's why they chose
That's
Zagreus.
so
as the
Zagreus is
character.
actually that's
So,
sick. I did not know
kind
that.
of want to know the background for Melione now because it's probably something really similar.
Something
Really,
really
fucking
deep.
obscure.
Man, going through Homer and trying to find all that shit, that would be
That would be
that
so
horrible.
crazy, dude.
That'd be horrible. I mean, it'd be cool, but I'm like reading through all the Greek, like, huh? I don't read Greek.
I honestly like. It's such a fantastic game.
Yeah,
It's great.
I can't
It's
wait.
really good.
I haven't
but-
played it yet.
Maybe we should.
Get into our next topic.
Yeah.
This is similar to kind of where we left off before our Christmas Christmas break. We talked about games that we just played over break. You have more time. You have more ability to just kind of sit down and do things.
Damn, dude, there were some bangers.
There were
Oh,
some
there
really
were
good
some real
ones. I
bangers.
played so many games. It was
Well, I mean, you can attest. It kind of bounced for me. Like,
Oh, yeah,
So
no.
I played a lot on Steam, but you can still see the Xbox update when I play through Game Pass on my computer.
yeah.
So,
if you
like,
want to start with
for
your
what-
games, go for it.
Oh, chill. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to take
No,
over.
you're- no,
but,
you're
like,
good.
Okay, cool.
Seriously.
But like, when I popped on, it was like Minecraft, random obscure game.
High on life.
Minecraft, random obscure game.
It's like, Minecraft, like Life is Strange True Colors.
Like, I
Minecraft,
really
Minecraft,
do
Shovel
like
Knight.
trying brand new games. Brother just fucking spoiled what I was gonna say next. Jesus Christ. But like I mean I tried a ton of like obscure games that were just on Game Pass over the break because that's kind of what I like to do. I kind of like to touch the game, see if they're my thing, and then dip away if they're not. Like an example of this, Minecraft Dungeons. Was not a fan. Like, and plus it wasn't compatible with my controller. Like, some stuff was really acting up. Like, it was just a bizarre experience that I wasn't necessarily a fan of.
Yeah.
Minecraft Dungeon is like Minecraft trying to be Hades, and it's failing horribly.
However, there was a standout game that I played over the break. Highly recommend. Fully, I'd honestly put it up in my top 15, maybe even 10 games I've ever played, and that's Shovel Knight. As Aiden spoiled earlier.
Evil.
But
Evil.
like, this
Still
game
issue.
is the quintessential modern, like, Metroidvania platformer type. Because you have those old-timey feelings of, you walk into an arcade, you basically put in your coin, like,
Yeah.
that's it. And it will send you back to your checkpoint.
Mhm.
It's very similar to what you'd expect with that feeling, where you, like, get to a checkpoint, go, start over, go, start over, go, start over. And then eventually, and you can fuck up real quick, and you can actually destroy those checkpoints. So like,
Isn't that part of the thing where it's like you can either choose to keep the checkpoint or destroy it for a
for
ton of
more,
points?
yeah, for more gold and shit. Yeah, it's really, really. Cool.
I need to play Shovel. I remember playing Shovel Knight, like a while back.
But one of the things was, when you play through the game, you get to fight each of these bosses, and you find out, oh, this is how you deal with
Yeah.
this move. This is how you
Right.
deal with this move. This is how you deal with this move. At the very end, I mean, the game's been out for a while. Spoilers here, just a teensy bit. It's really not that bad. But you fight all of the bosses consecutively right now. So you fight every single boss that like you fought up until that point consecutively in a row.
Yeah.
If you die, you restart. But the
Ooh.
thing is,
Ow.
you fought these bosses already. You know their moves. So I did it on the first try. Like, every single thing is so fair. It's unbelievable.
Hmm.
Because it blew me away.
It's
But
it's a roguelike, so
is it a roguelike?
it reminds me of Skull the Hero Slayer, where it's like you have to go through each area, fight the bosses, and then if you die, you get reset back to the start, and you have to go back through again to keep going farther and farther and farther.
I will say I bought the treasure trove, which means I bought access to all 4 games.
Yeah.
But I tried some of the other characters. I liked King Knight. King Knight was pretty great. But when I tried Plague Knight, he had such a wacky and wonky system for attacking and everything that I just did not feel the same as the original.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my standout game for the break. If anyone wants to take over next, then go ahead.
I guess I can. I have
Am I allowed
one
to talk
long
with
game.
you?
Well, I'm gonna do my one that you definitely didn't play, and then I'll do the one that we definitely did play.
Yeah.
But so actually right before we left, I started up a game that was on Game of the Year called Norco, and it was like I haven't really touched games that are like really indie, and like there are certain like this game definitely is supposed to be played on PC. It's easier to scroll. There's like there's a cursor button, so holding with a controller like takes like 2 years. But it's I don't know how to describe it. It's like a click through game almost, and you learn things about the stories you're
Point
going.
and click adventure game.
Sort of, not really.
Maybe
but you learn.
maybe a Southern Gothic point-and-click narrative adventure that immerses the player in the stinking suburbs.
That's great. Yeah, no, I was actually just about to say that, Leighton. Yeah, no, that was the next thing. But as it mentions, it's about a town called Norco, Louisiana. It's set in the future.
living in Louisiana.
Louisiana?
You
They
are
don't take
having
me
a
there.
But it's
Bro, they're
set-
gonna get the gumbo in the future gumbo.
Dude, I like gumbo. Come
It's set in Louisiana, and it's in the future, and it's about this company that is taking over this water supply, like this huge reservoir. And as you play, like I'm not going to spoil the end, you start realizing that it's not the company, like something else is out there that's controlling these things, and it's not normal. Like it's not just some human entity. And it gets like really, really wacky. There were a couple jump scares that I just was not prepared for.
Yeah.
The music is incredible. It's just like it's such a great and like just a,
like immersive.
I don't know.
It
It's
sounds
the
like a
gem that
longer
I found
version.
kind of thing.
It sounds like a longer version of milk inside of a bag of milk inside of a bag of milk
inside of a
I've
bag
never
of milk.
played that game. I hope
I will
I
be
should never.
downloading it and playing it.
There's
I'm
actually,
actually-
two of them.
I'm actually on
Yeah.
the Norco game website right now, and one of the screenshots is a dialogue thing, and it says, "I hate New Orleans."
Also, actually, no. Like that's another. Like the dialogue is the reason why that game is so good. It is infinitely like beyond what I thought. Like story games like
Yeah.
Disco Elysium stuff. You have to build off your writing because that's what's
Bro,
happening.
one day one of y'all fucks is gonna play that.
I even have it. I own it.
Yeah,
I
one day
own
in
it
the
as
future,
well.
Couple years, but that's okay.
I'm thinking a decade, actually.
Right.
Late-
Yeah, no, yeah.
Three
Well,
decades?
decades?
Three decades.
I'll keep it real. Like
Our next
two
generation
of
will
these
play.
people really don't have an excuse. But I mean, Leighton PZ probably couldn't even run it. Like,
No,
he just-
seriously.
Hey, what can I say?
Call them
I
out
can
like
beat
that.
Intergenichiro, but I can't play.
Yeah,
that
you
game.
could
Sorry.
you could beat Intergenichio, and it looks like a
Genichio.
Roblox. It looks like a Roblox map. Like
Hey,
that you're
I love
playing.
Roblox. It's perfect. Perfect for me.
Yeah, the reason why he likes it is because it's the only game that runs on his computer.
I'll keep it real though, guys. One of these days you'll fucking
I will.
play it.
One of
We
these
will,
days,
we will.
one of these
Eventually.
days, I will play another game, and then maybe that game.
Maybe.
I'll play quite
But yeah,
a few games.
that was
before I
really Norco. I honestly, if you can get your hands on it, it's on Game Pass. If you can get hands on it, it's great.
Norco,
it's just
we mean,
a
not Disco
an
Elysium.
interesting, yeah, not Disco Elysium. It's an interesting play, and it was just kind of a gem that I discovered. I haven't finished it yet. I need to go back.
You know what's a gem I discovered? Disco. I'm joking.
Ha!
guy.
Interesting.
He's got to hit
You
his
know what's
quota.
a gem
Tell
that
us
I
more.
discovered, and this is my next game, and no goddamn surprise. I mean, sort of surprise is Elden Ring.
Is
Oh,
this indie? I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, no, really never heard of it.
Wow, it was actually published by a AAA title developer? Wow.
This guy.
Bandai Namco.
Short
Who are
backstory.
Wow, I can't. I've never heard it before.
These fucks. A little bit of backstory.
Tell
I
them
don't
how I
even know
made
how-
you play Elden Ring
I-
correctly.
Really
I'm at a point
stupid.
in my life where I enjoy From Software games. I don't know what happened.
Because they're
It
good.
really changed.
You know, dude legitimately started the year off being like, Dark Souls doo-doo, Sekiro doo-doo, and then he played a game and was like,
No,
actually, this
See,
is actually pretty
okay,
interesting.
let me take over from this place because he's not going to tell the correct story. So he started Elden Ring, despised it,
Facts.
literally despised it to no end, and he's like, "I wasted $60 on this game. I hate it.
I
I
played
don't
like
know
20
why."
hours though.
You played a lot of it
I played, like,
incorrectly,
20 hours. Incorrectly, yeah.
and absolutely hated all of it.
It was
Because
my first
he
step into the From Software series. or
and
Dark Souls
I.
series.
This was before.
I mean,
this
they
was over
kinda-
the summer.
they kinda
This was
made it to be like
before
that.
we got into the dorms.
I had been playing it before you had
Yes.
played
Wait,
it.
I
for a
do
while.
have a quick little question. What is the worst From Software boss that you've fought?
So far?
Yeah.
Guardian Ape.
Wait, don't spoil anything.
Just name it off. They're not
I
gonna
mean,
know.
this is Millennia. Is
Everyone knows
Was
Millennia.
that genuinely the hardest?
everyone knows that one, and the reason why is because of her lifesteal.
Yeah.
This boss
And the
quickly,
butterfly effect.
It's
Oh,
just
Or the
no
waterfowl
because
dance.
that
Waterfall
that
dance. Yeah, yeah,
that move,
waterfowl.
and this is a thing of kind of AI in all Souls games is that if you do certain things a certain way, if you do certain amount of damage, it will trigger certain moves on the AI. And so I was doing experiences where I'd go in and I'd do a ton of damage, no hits to me, I'm doing great, and then what the AI would do is go, I know how to kill him. And immediately trigger that move, and I was just like, I'd sit back and be like, nope, okay.
It's just like,
bye-bye.
take me now.
And I like,
Take me now.
I learned how to use my mimic tier, but like realistically, that fight is so broken because of the fact that she has lifesteal.
Yes,
And
it is
the-
ridiculous.
like the last boss of the game, I would say, if they had lifesteal, I'm not going to name who it is. Quite literally would not finish that game.
No.
I just put it down. I'd be like, nope, it's not happening. I'm never
But-
touching this.
Let me
Well, they
finish
did.
this. So
But they
he
did.
played.
Yeah.
He played
It's an
20
optional
hours
boss.
of this
Yeah.
game without realizing that he had weapon arts. And weapon arts are special moves that do.
Brother.
Man didn't press all the buttons on the controller.
No, Homeboy did not press like half of the buttons on the controller and didn't realize that he was able to do weapon arts, which are higher power moves that make the
still
game
love where I
so
went.
much easier. So he was just making the game infinitely harder for himself and despised it.
I got pretty far, though. I just want to
You
say.
killed
and,
him- you killed
and
Margit.
for the record, they kind of made Elden Ring to be an introduction into the From Software games in
Right.
the first place.
Yeah, no, they
But
made it
also-
the
Which
most
is
user friendly.
kind of freaking incredible. It's kind of like Markiplier. Like you watch one of his videos and you go, wait, this dude's got like thousands of videos. Like I could watch it.
It's like it's the most user friendly FromSoft game, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
But
that's
he
wonderful.
It
went
took a
20
while.
hours, never even used a weapon art in his life.
That's impressive
And-
though.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how he
saying
did
that's
it.
another level.
It is for those who've never played Elden Ring. It is literally awful to fight every boss without having those weapon arts to use. I don't know how he beat the bosses he
To
did.
spite Aiden, though, once I learned weapon arts, I only used the original sword
Yeah,
that
no.
I gave you.
I
know,
taught
bro,
him.
I have heard about
I
this
had
shit,
I
dude.
had to beg him to use weapon arts and teach him how to use it because he's like, no, that's dumb. It's
stupid."
dumb. And
Hear
then
him now.
he used it finally, and he noticed how good it
the
was.
same thing that
And then
happened with Sekiro, too.
and then afterwards,
The first,
he
thing.
did not stop using the starter sword that you spawn with for like most of the game.
good thing
I
about
got- no,
fucking
I
Sekiro,
beat-
you don't change the weapon.
Yes.
I got to Fire Giant, and that's when I swapped my weapon finally to kill the boss. I would swap it in
Bro,
other
if you
fights
did
as well.
not swap it for Fire Giant, that would
Yeah,
be
no, that would have been ridiculous.
No,
Um,
yeah.
But I
I'm gonna be
basically
I'm gonna be Fire Giant with a starter
I
sword.
base throughout
You
his
can't.
entire
I'm kidding.
first playthrough. When he got to like second and third playthrough, he learned his lesson and got to do like things because he was smart finally. But for the first
100%
playthrough,
of the game. Sorry.
I did too. Fuck off.
All the achievements. Though.
I will.
I did too.
Did
I don't
you?
know that
Yeah.
I'll stream
When
the
did you do
100%
that?
of the game, but
Recently.
I will.
Did you just
Yeah.
did you get the last ending?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that. You were
L.
supposed to like
Ratio.
kiss or something.
Anyway,
So throughout the entire first playthrough, which is like an 100-hour experience, I had to beg him to just do anything to upgrade his weapon, to do certain weapon arts, to use a different weapon that I know for a fact is better. and I had
But
to
also,
beg him. And then
that's
when
the
he did it,
beauty
he's
of
just like,
Elden Ring
yeah,
here,
you can do
okay?
whatever the hell
can
you
do
want.
I will
whatever the
say,
hell
though,
I had
you
to
want.
at the
beg.
same time, it is funny as fuck to annoy you.
it's true.
Actually,
true.
we aren't even talking about Nick, one of our friends, who did not change his weapon. I'm talking got to Malekith. No, beat Malekith.
No, he
And
sold
didn't...
everything.
He sold
Everything.
I was like, okay.
Weapons, armor, remembrances, items.
I'm not even joking.
Every single thing in it. We came over to his house, looked at his inventory, empty.
Yeah, I'm looking.
And remember the night, too, that I was like, we're sitting, and he was away for a little bit, and when he got back is when I told him, and we just lost it. But Nick's talking to me, and I'm like,
had some
well,
words.
blah, 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 use this weapon. Like, I know you have this weapon, you beat this boss, and you get it from beating it, so you would have it in your inventory.
It's like, no,
it's
I
not like
sold
remembrance. And he goes, nah, I sold that one. And I was like, what do you mean you sold that one? And he's like, I'm like, okay, maybe it's like 20,000 runes, whatever, like, maybe he didn't want it. Okay, so do you have any other legendary... No, I don't. I only have my sword. And I was like, what do you mean you only... And he sold all of his Ashes of War. He sold literally everything. And then he gets back and I tell him, and like, we lost it.
Yeah,
I had some
I can see this
words.
from a Dark Souls 3 perspective.
I had
no.
some words.
No.
for
Elden
this
Ring
kid.
is
Speaking
literally about grabbing everything. That's the whole point. It was... There are certain points when we play when I was like... Aiden, when like... And that's, again, beauty of Elden Ring is you can turn on a mic, you can turn on your phone, call your buddy. Like, Nick broke his mic, and we would call... Probably the most I've ever called in my entire life. And just sit down and be like, let's go to this place. Like, let's run... And Christ, when we started doing multiplayer, game changed completely.
Yeah.
It's like running into a boss with two of your friends is just...
It's so much different experience than just doing it yourself.
It's crazy. It's actually... It's so good.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback off yours, I also, one of my games was Elden Ring, and both of us 100%ed it. All achievements, all legendary weapons. First game that I've ever 100%ed
Second
personally.
game, Monopoly. It was an easy play.
Bruh.
Wait a minute.
Had to go
Hold on,
100%.
But
Hold on,
just
hold on.
playing, just
100%
spending
of
like
Monopoly.
hours and hours playing multiplayer with these guys. I spent during finals week on a day that I didn't have anything to do. I played Elden Ring for 7 hours straight. And
Well, it's okay. I mean, yesterday I had homework and I played Hollow Knight for 6 hours.
I should be
I
looking
played
for...
Elden Ring for 7 hours straight and beat most of the game for the second time.
Yeah.
And it was quite fun.
I should be looking
And
for
being
paid
able to
internships.
play
I've been
like
playing Magic.
multiplayer with these guys, beating like Malekith and Melania, and just doing random shit, it was honestly some of the best
I
stuff.
wish we could go, like, honestly...
Let's just keep going Let's just do it again.
Seriously. There was...
We still got to do the stream where we race.
Yeah, no, actually, we were talking about doing, like, a race stream of Elden Ring and stuff like that.
Try and beat the
No.
game as fast as possible.
You hear me out here. We can find a way. A fucking Mario Kart stream.
I would do it.
I am going to kick all of your asses.
Guys
Sorry.
try hard.
Shit.
Try
I'm going
hard.
I
to kick
try
your
hard.
ass in Mario Kart.
We literally we gave him Breath of the Wild, and I went into his room, and he was playing Mario Karts.
Sorry. I found more interest in getting all 3 stars.
Breath of the Wild still.
No, I haven't.
Walkthrough.
It's been full winter break, and I have not touched
That
Mario
is
Kart.
legitimately, I mean, top 3 game.
Okay.
Like,
Okay, but
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, no.
it just playing
Yeah, continue.
Elden
Sorry.
Ring is a masterpiece of a game, and it's 100% deserved game of the year. But that's not the game I'm going to focus on. The game I am going to focus on first is a game that I found through what's his name, Maxor, who did a video on it. And I had heard of this game before. I saw some memes about it. It looked ridiculous, and it looked like something that I was interested in, but not necessarily enough to spend money on it. And then Maxor did a video on it, and I got to see the little inner workings, and I loved it. And this game is Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill is on Steam. It's a boomer shooter, like Doom or
Boomer shooter?
that's actually what they're called.
Is it
It's-
because they came out? Wait, no. Ultra Kill didn't come out, 20 years ago?
No. They nowadays they're called like boomer shooters, which is like high intensity movement, powerful guns, and lots of explosions. is
It
basically
just sounds like a Michael Bay movie.
pretty much.
Bro.
Hey, and it is Boomer.
Watching him play that game though is I play like Sekiro now and stuff, and like that like probably beforehand would break my mind. Watching him play that game, I don't know how he does it.
I don't know
it's
either.
so
to
much
be
happening
honest.
at one time. It's like Doom to the max.
Did you watch my stream when I
Yeah.
did it?
Yeah, I
It
did.
is redonkulous.
It's fantastic. It's really, really cool. Like,
It is a
It's a great
incredibly
It's fun. It looks cool.
imagine Doom. Put it in 2x speed. That is how Ultra Kill feels. It's fast. It's fair, sort of, and everything is out to kill you. Blood is how you heal. The only way you can heal in the game is by killing enemies close by. And you just go through ripping and tearing through everything in hell, and you basically get to fight the entire cast of a fan fiction of the Bible.
If fan fiction is the correct word.
Yeah. No, it was like some...
Dude, that sounds like Dante's Inferno.
No, that is literally what this game is. It's basically Dante's Inferno, but robots that
I don't
feed
remember.
on blood.
I don't remember the Archangel Gabriel in Dante's Inferno being
It reminds
a
me
soy jack.
It reminds me of Neon White. Like this, like
Yeah,
the look
yes.
of Neon White.
Yes.
And obviously Neon White has
It is-
like clear graphics, I would say.
So-
but like, it's
Feels like what Doom should be, and I highly recommend checking it out. It's totally worth the $25 that it is. It's in beta right now, so they're adding things, but it's amazing.
So really quickly, over the break, I did a whole ton of stuff.
so many games played.
So many games were played, and I 100%ed a lot of them.
Yeah,
I
all
played
video games.
I played board games. I'll break.
What board games?
Actually,
Also, that reminded me
Catan,
so much
right?
of Pirate, by the way.
I actually played. I
Holy
played a
cow.
lot of Catan. I went down to visit people for like 2 weeks in the middle of my break, so I got really discombobulated with like trying to get on schedule to like play a video game or whatever. So I was gone for a while, but while I was down, I played board games with my friends. I played a lot of D&D, like a lot of D&D one shots, and I played a lot of
sounds so
Catan.
sick, though.
Yeah.
It was
It's
so
getting us all
fun.
hyped.
Hey, dude,
first,
have you
so.
gotten fined for those D&D?
Oh yeah,
I'm just messing
yeah.
with
My
you,
homebrew D&D sessions.
I
Separate
totally...
discussion.
A lot of Catan, a lot of
Catan
D&D.
is Star Wars? No. What is it?
What? No,
Bro,
Catan.
oh,
It's
no,
you know what
just a
Catan is?
game.
Okay, it's a.
We need to play
It's a
Catan.
table.
Yeah,
what's
holy
the
shit.
Star Wars game that everyone plays in?
Armada?
No, the one that Han Solo plays with. It sounds the same.
I have no idea.
Hold
It's
on.
not that. It's like that is like chess. I'm pretty sure, but Catan is an RPG. Excuse me. Catan's an RPG like tabletop board game where you. I mean, it's really just a board game. People consider it an RPG. You're just
It's
building
England in the
settlements.
1300s.
Pretty much.
Sabacc, that's what it's called. Sorry.
Oh, that's not.
Completely-
That doesn't sound like
okay,
Catan at all.
Catan, Sabacc, it's like the.
That's
Shut
like
up.
absolutely nothing.
Shut up.
Played a lot of Catan, played a lot of D&D one shots. In fact, I'm gonna start one shotting D&D for these fools, if they want,
Definitely
because I
excited
want to
for
get better at DMing myself. And then I know David is willing to put in the time for an actual campaign, and I'll fill the time between.
I'm working my butt off on that right now, just so you guys know.
Yeah,
Didn't we
I'm.
talk
Please, I will be
Throwing
playing.
it up on stream.
We could do
well?
that at some point. But
yeah, we totally did, yeah.
But finally, I played a lot of Geometry Dash
Oh, good
because
lord.
I was bored doing nothing else, sitting in an airport. I literally watched the sunrise in an airport. So obviously, I was
Reports
bored.
are so shitty.
I was
Sorry.
obviously I was
Separate
bored
thing.
playing
Dude, don't you
something
love
on my
Star Wars?
phone. I played Geometry Dash, and it was fun. And I
from
completely
Spirit,
forgot
so
how
that's
fun
cool.
that game was. It was really cool. But
mean,
you guys don't care. So
Bro has been...
Geometry Dash is the shit. all
Thank
Let's be
you!
real.
Okay, no, I'm gonna keep it real. It's a fun mobile
It's no
game.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it's
legitimately...
not.
when the time it was released, it was the thing. Especially,
It
I think we
was.
were all in, middle school?
yeah,
Like,
eighth
I know
grade.
every
Yeah,
single
like-
kid played it. If you did not play Geometry Dash, you were a loser.
But-
basically.
I went
I
back
played.
to it. went
I
back
played
to it.
all
I mean, it
4
really-
Geometry Dashes.
It's a... What the fuck do you mean?
Nerd.
Original Geometry Dash, Geometry Dash World, Geometry Dash Sub-Zero, and
Yeah.
Geometry Dash Molten.
My boy.
Actually, no, I know exactly what he's talking
Well,
about.
I mean, I
Favorite was
I played
Geometry
those
Dash
too,
World.
but I just all consider them under the vein of Geometry.
Geometry Dash. It's all
But
Geometry
like
Dash.
at the same time, to keep it real, like it is a very fun, but I would say nostalgic game to come back to.
Mm.
Yeah, at least for us.
Just
but
listening to the music.
I didn't
Yeah. Let's start it off then.
get it off.
Honestly, I haven't seen a developers direct before. It was just a thing that Xbox puts on for their games and the stuff that they're doing at Microsoft.
Almost
and
like
I
a-
logged in.
Almost like a Nintendo thing.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
almost like
Nintendo
Nintendo Direct.
That's
Nintendo
going to be
Direct.
something we are watching on stream if it's at the time that we can all make
Nintendo
it.
Direct? Yeah.
That thing is going to have Breath of the Wild, and we are all going to love it. Okay.
The Switch 2?
Also,
If
just
the
so you
Switch 2
know,
gets released, I will also never. I'm probably going to drop out of college.
I'll be real. Ethan will be having a religious experience.
Yeah, no, if there's a
gonna
Switch
find
2,
God. Man's gonna find God. Right there.
if there's a Switch 2, we're gonna have to like take it away like a parent and be like, go to class, Ethan.
Seriously.
You're like, no, Mom,
one
give
of
me my Switch back.
One of the things
parental
of like
controls on it.
the Nintendo Direct or Xbox Direct that I honestly think people should start doing. I wonder if it may seem a little scummy, but like I logged into Xbox and it brought me up into this loading screen where it was like Developers Direct, click now, and you like sign into your profile, and then it automatically takes you to the Developers Direct where they're hosting it on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just a really interesting thing to garner more people and stuff. And
Yeah, it's
for
an
the
ad.
most part, not the biggest releases, and honestly, in all, not the biggest releases.
It was just kind of all mid games all around.
Right, but
they were interesting at least.
What the thing that I think we take away from these out of the games, Hi-Fi Rush, Minecraft Legends, Redfall, Forza Motorsport, which wasn't really a game. Actually, it's a game releasing, but they were just discussing it.
Well, yeah,
the newest
Motorsport, yeah, they're adjusting it, fixing it up. Because I used to play Motorsport a lot before I found Horizon 2.
I kind of want to play
I found
Motorsport.
Horizon 2 on the Xbox. I got it for like one of the free games with gold or whatever. I love Horizon 2. It's probably my favorite racing game of all time.
We should
But
play 5.
I played Motorsport. I don't care about Mexico. It's a reskin of 4.
Oh, right. Oh, no, right. Can your PC run it?
bro.
Hey, dude. Hey, I didn't ask.
That's right.
Anyway, Motorsport. I played Motorsport 5, I believe. It was really fun, but at the time, middle school, like getting out of school, like early high school, I wanted like the open world experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But coming back into like a motorsport kind of game, I could get behind like doing just races because that's what motorsport is. That's the difference.
It
And
was
I
really
enjoyed
interesting to just look at like what their like sound design and what they were doing technically.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was just that. It was
a lot of sound
them
design.
saying like we're doing technical stuff and everybody being like,
okay,
where the hell's Hollow Knight?
Yeah, no, Hollow Knight
But-
Silk Song.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone.
It's really
no,
so
legitimately
sad
the entire
to me.
chat was just where's
Oh.
Silk Song, where's Silk Song, where's Silk Song, where's and that
Because
was it.
that is when that releases, it's gonna.
No,
break
when
the
that
internet.
releases, it's literally going to break the internet.
They like it's stuff of
Bro said the same thing as me.
I'm agreeing
Quote-
with you.
Quote David, 2023.
I'm agreeing with
But
you.
and then the
We're
final
just
game,
fucking with
the
you.
final
We
game
love you.
is
Elder
not
Scrolls?
a game, Elder Scrolls Online.
Well, it is a game. What do you mean?
Well,
it's
you
not
know,
a
It's a
game?
but
new
it's
update.
it wasn't a new game
Oh, you
releasing.
mean like it's an update DLC.
It's a new. It's like Destiny
Not
releasing the which whatever.
Which
Lightfall.
Lightfall looks sick, by the way.
It does. I'm not dropping
but-
$100 on it though.
You're insane.
the
I'm not.
Yeah.
the thing that we take away from this is Game Pass, and I'm gonna say it, and we're gonna do an episode, and I'm gonna force you guys to sit down and talk to me about Game Pass because I fucking love it.
Make it a
Wednesday
stream.
I mean, Hi-Fi
Okay.
Rush. It was literally released directly after the direct.
I'm actually
We're sitting
really
down.
interested in Hi-Fi Rush. I looked the game up and it looked really cool. I don't know what it was. It was like
To
this
me-
like third person,
Yeah.
but the
It's
art
a
style looks
third-person
amazing.
music beat 'em up.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
To
It
me,
looks
it's
awesome.
like it's not my style, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't again spend $60 on it. But they said releasing tonight, and we're releasing on Game Pass, and I was like, "Shit, sold! All right, you
Yeah,
got me.
shit done.
Like,
Game
I have
Pass, yeah.
space." Like,
Game Pass open.
I
up this
downloaded
style.
it, haven't tried it yet, but what I have heard about it is that dialogue's a little cringy. People
yeah,
have been
it's probably
people
like a
have been-
Persona
it's-
game.
people have been saying
No,
it's like
legitimately looks
Forspoken.
like Persona.
No
It's
offense
like-
to Persona
it's like
fans.
Forspoken, but it works.
Yes. No, see, a lot of people are comparing it to Forspoken because Forspoken has a lot of really cringy and off-putting dialogue.
Yeah, Forspoken.
Which we're going to talk about it in another episode.
I didn't even realize until I started looking it up. It's
It is horrendous.
atrocious.
This-
Watch,
It's
uh,
not even like cringy anime atrocious. It's just
Which
It is.
what
Hi-Fi
am I
Rush.
Watch.
watching?
We're probably going to talk about that in next episode. I want to bring
Forspoken.
that up because I have watched a lot about Forspoken and it is
Yeah.
atrocious, and we'll bring that up in better detail later. But, they compared it to Hi-Fi Rush, where it was like, okay, cringy dialogue, but it's a comedy game, and it works with
It's not taking itself seriously.
Yeah, no, it's and also the character is a socially awkward, weird like guy in a weird cartoon world.
Right.
And then there's like serious tone with really, really bad dialogue.
Hi-Fi Rush is the goofy one.
Yeah, it's
Serious
like
one's
it's like
Forspoken.
cringy,
Forspoken looked
goofy
bad.
dialogue in a goofy cartoon game about music and beating things up, versus goofy, cringy
Bad,
dialogue in a serious AAA title from Square Enix.
Based off of that kind of cringy dialogue, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh.
So
live action.
The show is one of, and it is my personal favorite show of all time, and I love it. I think it's a
Not my favorite show, but
fantastic
it's
show. I honestly think it's close to as perfect as any show can be at this moment.
This is true.
I do
But
love.
they are doing a Netflix adaptation live action, and for a lot of Avatar fans, this is like no, red flag, red flag, red flag.
We're gonna have another
because-
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, because M. Night Shyamalan destroyed the last movie and the world of it so bad in live action that people are having like war flashbacks. And
PTSD.
it's supposed to come out in 2023. And
We
that's
are worried.
very important for a lot of fans of this franchise. And I just kind of wanted to mention it on the fly because I know a lot of really neat Netflix shows are coming out. Like, I think BioShock, right? Does anyone know more about that?
I do know that a lot of people have this apprehension to Netflix adaptations, period.
or
for
Netflix
stuff.
in
Or just
general.
Netflix in
adaptations in general.
Well, adaptations in general, Netflix in general, because Netflix has made some
Questionable things,
very
yeah.
questionable choices in the past. But I am excited to see if it works out, and if it does, all the power to it, because I'm really excited for that kind of
absolutely.
thing. And then the new BioShock live action.
Ooh.
Hopefully it stays faithful to the games and whatever.
That's what we're seeing from like Last of Us and stuff.
damn.
Yeah,
Actually,
The
Last of Us is getting so much recognition
Because
it's
so
so
good.
faithful. It's so like
It's so faithful, and I think it's getting it to a wider audience because
It
the
is.
Last of Us story
my parents are
is
watching it.
incredible. Like, yeah,
It
the
is
Last
an
of Us
incredible
story
story.
is incredible,
They're never gonna play
and
PS.
it never, it
It's
didn't
not gonna
reach a larger
Um,
audience than it could have because the story is just fantastic in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to BioShock, though, reading the article, it's apparently being directed by
M. Night Shyamalan.
Francis Lawrence. No, it's over if it's directed by M. Night Shyamalan. It's directed by Francis Lawrence, who did I Am Legend and The Hunger Games Mockingjay.
I Am Legend
and
was good.
And the script is written by the
Love
guy
I Am
who wrote Blade Runner from 2049.
Ooh, actually, that's sick. I
I'm
watched
excited, but,
2049.
Skeptical, but
That
it's
was
okay.
that was another thing I watched over the break was 2049.
I mean,
really good.
There are some examples of this going right. For example, Last of Us. For example, The Witcher.
Okay,
Witcher
I have.
sort of.
There's
Witcher
stipulation
sort of, yeah,
with The Witcher.
Well, there is a stipulation.
First season,
It is-
that's it.
Yes.
It is only,
First and second season, possibly.
It's only specifically because of the actor.
Cavill. Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill was such a fan of the series that he basically is a fucking director.
You know what's funny? I was
Like,
just
Didn't he not, like,
Yeah.
come to rehearsal
quit.
until he finished playing the games?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just saw a new article because I've known about this forever. I just saw a new article about Henry Cavill and about how like he's done with these people because these people are trying to, or these people, the directors are trying and the producers are trying to change the story and whatever. And he's like, no, I'm not having it. And I think I really appreciate seeing that. Like,
Yeah.
and
He was removed from the Justice League as well.
Yeah.
All of the Marvel
Yep.
stuff,
Yep.
or not Marvel.
because he stood up,
DC stuff.
He stood up for being.
We
what's
need
the
more
word?
people like that.
Yeah, we do.
Something
I-
being gentrified.
Yeah.
Like, he stood to go up against it. Like,
Yeah, he stood up
seriously.
for
Like,
that.
stop
and
changing
he-
the story. When it works, it works.
Exactly,
Oh,
and
it's-
he got shut down for it, and like we need more people.
It's
like
the fall
love
of
it.
the Halo show.
And that's exactly
the same thing.
Legitimately, The Witcher
Oh,
started out,
God.
and it was so good the first 2 seasons because of Henry Cavill, and because he was like, no, like I'm gonna, and also like it goes down to like literally the voice he's doing as Geralt. Like the voice
Everything.
he said is he took inspiration from the voice actor in the game, and
Yeah.
like he didn't want to copy, but he wanted to give it a sense of
The
like
same
you're
feel.
still listening
A
to
breath
the game
of
and
life
stuff.
from an actor, not necessarily being trying to copy the
Right.
exact thing.
And
Yeah,
then you
exactly.
look at like Halo, and they took off Master Chief's helmet. One of the it's
The
like
first
the
episode.
Mandalorian-esque. Like you don't do that,
Yeah.
and
Like,
they took it
the
off in the
one-
first episode. And it's
The
just like,
one thing
One of
that
the
has not
biggest-
happened in Halo since when did Halo 1 come out? 1998.
I don't know.
Whenever the original Xbox came out.
even in Halo 4, when they take off his
CE.
helmet, it's his eyes. That's all you see is his eyes.
In the Halo 1, you can glitch through the
2000
oh, no.
ship on one of the end cutscenes or whatever, and he takes off his helmet to reveal another helmet.
Actually,
no.
that's great.
Halo
But I
1,
actually-
Halo 1 came out in 2001 in November. In 22 years, never in the games has never taken off his helmet. No one has ever seen more than his little eyes. And in the first episode of the show, they take off his helmet and reveal his face. Which is not his canonical face. They literally, much community backlash, they had to non-canonize
I
it.
actually-
the crew was like, okay, sorry, and then just cut it, and it's none of it. It's like, oh, it's a fun show to watch. Like, you see Master Chief-esque like fighting and stuff, and you see live action. That's cool, but none of it involves the story that we all wanted to see.
Yeah, we wanted to see.
None of us.
It's the same thing as Last of Us. Like, no one. This is going a little long, but I honestly don't care because I want to talk about it.
As we should.
The first episode.
So when I do
there's a slight spoilers here. Just like click through 15 seconds, and people on stream, mute me. I don't.
What?
But there's in the game, the reason why Joel and Ellie get hurt at the beginning of the apocalypse is because they get T-boned by another car on the way out of the city.
Yeah.
In the show, it's a fake like it I don't know what the word is. It's like
A fake
everybody.
out.
It's a fake out. So that everybody who played the game is watching. They see the car, and you literally and like people. You watch reactions. Like people are like, "Oh no," and then they fake it out. It's like, "Whoa."
Yeah,
what
no,
just
they
happened?
don't get into
And
a
then
car crash.
They go in, and it's a plane instead that crashes and knocks their thing over. And it's like that stuff that you're building on the original story, but you're not changing anything. The end result was that they ended up in a car crash. There was nothing other than added material that helped to the story.
Added
And
material,
help
like, of
people
the-
react to it.
Right.
Yeah, no, because they subverted expectations in a good way rather than subvert expectations. Oh, we're gonna do something so new and cool, and then
Right.
completely change something. They subverted expectations by taking the original thing, faking them out, and coming up with something bigger.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the same thing for like the second episode as well. Like, I'm not going to spoil what happens in the second because I believe the second is fantastic. They change the second half
Episode
almost
3's out, by the
completely,
way.
like the result. Oh shit! It is. Well, so guys, that's going to be our show.
No.
Here's-
Well,
Wait,
I just thought
What
it,
did I just miss?
the episode came out at 9 today. The third one.
for Last of
For
Us.
Last of Us. We watch it on Mondays with our entire crew here at
Nondescript
Undisclosed
cause.
College. But
I saw a meme going back to the whole Halo thing. I saw a meme about for the Last of Us fans, we're so happy. Us from the Halo community are so happy. It was a Twitter post. We're so happy to see that your new show is so successful and follows the story so well. And the picture underneath is hole through drywall. Hole through drywall.
But yeah, finishing off, honestly, I do.
Yeah, do we just want to hit on like a lighter note?
Yeah,
here?
a little
Oh,
fish.
yeah.
Aiden
I
can
can-
take
I
this
can-
one.
Something
This
something
one.
fishy.
Yeah,
Very
who
funny.
smells that? Is that an Asian food market? Because someone committed credit cards for a subscribe.
What the fuck?
What the so to put context to whatever the hell David just said, a little lighthearted story came out and has been spreading over the internet. One of the cool things about Twitch is that has been gaining popularity is allowing fish to play different games by putting up a grid and a sensor and having them just swim however they want.
Yeah, the fish swim.
And each grid corresponds to a different button, and they have to like try and beat a certain game. So on a stream, the guy who I forget the guy's name, but he's Japanese and was streaming Pokemon Violet and having his 3 fish play the game. And Pokemon Scarlet and Violet have a problem with crashing sometimes. It's not prevalent.
So unlucky.
It's not. It's not.
so
I'm so bad for him.
I've
I
only
felt so
experienced it twice in my like 20 hours of gameplay. It's not horrible. I think it's just because it overloads the system because the Switch is old. But the game crashed, and he was not home at the time. The stream was still running.
It's so Unlucky.
The stream was
dude.
still running. The fish were still playing because all of the sensors correspond to the buttons, regardless of whether or not it's in the game. They navigated to the eShop and purchased a 500 yen game, which is about $350, give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
It's
not
not a lot of
It's not
money,
much.
except when you buy things on the eShop, it puts your card number up in big, bold
I saw the video, and it's like I remember not getting that information, and then watching and go, "Oh
Yeah,
God!"
it
Because
puts
it's like all blocked
So
out. Too.
the fish caused him to experience credit card fraud because it exposed his credit card number right to the
Oh,
stream.
and
Bro,
it's so much
it's
worse
so
that he was
lucky.
not home.
He
And
was
couldn't
not
like
home.
come back. He'd be like, "Ooh," and block it out as soon as possible and like go fix
it,
stuff.
it had so much time to.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
so
no,
much time
there
for people
was-
to do stuff there.
It was up for a good while.
So, in sum, a fish committed credit card fraud. It's a year of firsts, 2023.
Literally 2023, fish commit credit card fraud.
Oh my
But
goodness.
honestly,
Yeah.
on the year of firsts, this was our first podcast at Forlight. I
Yep,
think we had a
yep,
great,
yep, yep, yep,
we had
yep.
a great time here, and
Yeah, with our
honestly,
30 minutes of mic
This
issues.
is our first episode where we're sideways.
Good job,
Oh, yeah, our
guys.
new
And
setup.
then we had
It's
mic
a
issues.
really, really good job, and I'm really proud of you all.
Good Lord. Oh, no.
But yeah, I think that's gonna be our show, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next week, hopefully.
Yeah, we will.
Bye
Hopefully.
bye.
Bye, beautiful people.
Turn off the stream.
Hate it.
Turn
Bye,
it
guys.
off. Turn it off.